Okay, so objects. Objects is where all your coding is going to go, all the behavior for that object. So if you have a person, you've got to make him run there, jump there, walk there, die there, respawn there, etc, etc. It's going to dictate what that object does. So you have a little circular ball up here to create an object. So click on that. Naming conventions for objects. obj underscore. We're doing our player, so type in player after that. Now we assign a sprite to your object. So click the button, assign your player sprite for your player object. Now we have events that we can trigger for our player to do things. So for instance, every time the player spawns, this create event will trigger. Every time it'll collide with something, say a wall or an enemy, you want this one to trigger. Every time you want to, say, move, say press the left arrow key, you're going to use this event, key press. Now, let's get into it then. I'll show you two different ways, coding and drag and drop. So, key presses. Every time, say, I press the left key, I'm going to want him to move, drag that there, left, at a speed of, say, 5 pixels per second. Now, obviously, higher the number, faster it's going to go. I'll leave it at 5 though. Don't need to check this relative box. Hit OK. I'm going to put him in a room, so you have a little white square up here to create your room. There it is, right there. I'm just going to enlarge it. Cool. Go to the Objects tab. I'll go through these tabs in a later video, but we have Objects tab. Left click in this square, select your player, and left click to just put him in. Hit your little green tick, and to test, hit the green arrow. Okay, so if I hit left, he's going to go left, but he's not going to stop, because I haven't told him when I release that key to stop. So let's put that functionality in. Whenever we press the left key, let's move him to the left, so add event. Whenever we release the left key, drag that in, let's make him stop. And obviously your speed's going to be 0. So hit OK, let's run it again. So hit left, goes, release left, stops. Perfect. Working as intended. Now you can do this for your key press right, up and down functions, so you can move them left, right, up and down. And if you do that, don't forget to do it for your key releases, left, right, up and down, otherwise again is not going to stop. However, I'd like to show you how to do it in code, because coding is just far, you can do more things with code instead of drag and drop. So I'm just going to select these events, delete, and delete. Now, we're going to assign some stuff first. So every time he is spawned within the room, your create event will trigger. So select our create event, go to your control tab, you have your little coding script here, drag that in. Now, a few variables that we're going to create. Variables are just a word that represents a number, like in maths sort of thing. You have A that can represent 3 or whatever really. We're going to use HSP to stand for our horizontal speed. We're going to say set that to 0 for now. At the end of every line for code, you want a semicolon. Now, I'm just going to tab out twice, do 2 slashes, hit my space key, and I'm going to type in horizontal speed. What this is, that appeared in green, that is a comment. So comments don't do anything. It's just for you to know. Say you're going back on your code, you want to know what things do, you just read a comment instead of going through lines and lines of code. Just makes things far easier. So we have horizontal speed, so that's left and right. Let's do vertical speed, which is up and down. So VSB equals 0 for that. Let's just mark a little comment. So vertical speed. Cool. Hit enter to do a new line. Obviously, we need some gravity, so GRV equals, I'm going to set mine to 0.3. So what that is, that is your player, if he's in the SA, he's going to move downwards 0.3 pixels every frame when falling. So if you don't know what a frame is, pretty much you've probably heard of the term 60 frames a second for games. Well, every frame is just going to fall 0.3 pixels. So that's going to happen 60 times every second, 0.3. Last one. We want him to walk, so let's have our walk speed, and I'll just set that to 4, say. Cool. This is done. We don't need to do anything else. We have our horizontal speed, we have our vertical speed, we have our gravity, and how fast we want him to walk, which is 4 pixels per second. So per step, I should say. So every frame per frame. Okay. Hit OK.